At the start of the movie, in modern-day Russia, Dominika Egorova is a celebrated ballerina, her every move a masterpiece on stage. But everything changes in a split second when a brutal injury ends her career, shattering her dreams and leaving her with a broken body and no future. Her world crumbles, and her mother's illness weighs heavily on her. There's no way out. Dominika's uncle, Ivan, steps in with a chilling revelation. He works deep in the shadows of Russian intelligence, and he tells her the truth. The injury wasn't an accident. Her dance partner had orchestrated the entire thing, hoping to destroy her so his girlfriend could take her place. Furious, Dominika doesn't just accept the betrayal. She takes matters into her own hands. In the dead of night, vengeance grips her soul. She finds her way into the heart of his world. And as the darkness settles in, Dominika realizes that nothing will ever be the same. The game has only just begun. Dominika's life takes a terrifying turn when she's ordered to seduce Dmitry Ustinov, a powerful Russian politician, in exchange for her mother's medical care. The weight of her mother's life presses down on her. No choice, no escape. But what she doesn't expect is the brutality that awaits. As Ustinov assaults her, the air thickens with fear and helplessness. And then, in the blink of an eye, Ustinov falls, his life snatched away by Semyonov, a cold Russian operative sent by Ivan. But just as quickly as the danger had arrived, Ivan presents Dominika with a horrifying choice: work for Russian intelligence or be silenced forever, erased without a trace. From survival to submission, Dominika faces the unthinkable: betrayal by the very man who once claimed to care for her. She's forced to play the game or be buried in its shadows. Nate Nash is a CIA operative deep in the heart of Moscow, living a life cloaked in danger. While meeting with a critical asset in Gorky Park, their quiet exchange is shattered when they're confronted by the police. The stakes are higher than ever. One wrong move could end it all. So, in a heartbeat, Nash creates a diversion, sacrificing his own safety to ensure Marble, a mole in the Russian ranks, escapes undetected. But Nash's success comes at a cost. He's reassigned to the US, but he won't back down. He insists that only he can contact Marble again, no one else. So he's sent to Budapest, knowing full well he can never return to Russia. The game is far from over, and Nash is more determined than ever to finish what he started. Dominika's life is forever altered when she's sent to a secretive training camp, where she's groomed to become a Russian operative, a Sparrow, a woman skilled in the art of seduction and manipulation. From a ballerina to a weapon of espionage, Dominika struggles to hold on to who she once was. But as the training grows harsher, her resolve never wavers. She refuses to bend to the cruel tactics of her instructors, especially the sexual intimidation, and instead, she excels. The price of survival is steep, but Dominika is determined to climb it. So she's assigned to Budapest, where the SVR has been watching CIA operative Nate Nash closely. They need to know the identity of Marble, the mole inside Russian ranks, and Dominika is given a mission: gain Nash's trust and uncover his contact. From ally to enemy, Dominika's every move is calculated, but the line between the two is thin. She's walking a tightrope, and one wrong step could cost her everything. Upon her arrival in Budapest, Dominika settles in with Marta, another Sparrow, a fellow operative trained in the same deadly art. From the start, Dominika can feel the weight of the game pressing in on her, every move a dangerous gamble. But she wastes no time and soon makes contact with Nate Nash. It's clear from the beginning that he sees through her facade, instantly recognizing her as a Russian intelligence operative. So she decides to come clean, revealing her true identity and her real motive: to uncover Marble's identity. But as Marta heads out, Dominika searches through her room, a careful move that reveals something unsettling. Marta is gathering information on Stephanie Bauscher, a US Senator's chief of staff, and Dominika realizes she's in deeper than she thought. Dominika knows she needs more time, so she lies to Ivan, telling him that she's aiding Marta in her mission to extract intel from Bauscher, all the while knowing that her own contact with Nash is at a dead end. Marta soon discovers that Dominika knows about Bauscher, and the confrontation is swift and deadly. Marta's anger is as cold as it is dangerous. She threatens to kill Dominika, but Dominika plays her hand carefully, begging for sympathy. She tells Marta that she is a witness to Ustinov's murder, using the knowledge of Marta's connection to Bauscher as leverage. She claims she needs protection, knowing that her survival depends on it. With her contact to Nash going nowhere, Dominika is forced to twist the truth, all to save herself from the inevitable. Upon returning home one day, Dominika steps into her apartment, only to be met with a chilling sight: Marta's lifeless body, brutally tortured and left in a pool of blood. From one moment to the next, Dominika's world is shattered. shattered. But before she can process the horror, Semyonov appears, cold and calculated. He reveals the truth. He was the one who carried out the murder, sending a brutal message to anyone who dares betray the Russian state. Marta had blabbed about the Ustinov incident to the embassy chief in Budapest, and now the consequences are deadly. So Semyonov ensures that Dominika understands the cost of crossing the line. The brutal reality of the world she's trapped in is impossible to ignore now. Dominika, now a woman caught between two worlds, makes a daring offer to work for Nash as a double agent. From survival to deception, she knows the risks but sees no other way out. But first, she carries out Marta's assignment, meeting Boucher to exchange vital information. The swap is clean. Dominika covertly hands over the data, receiving CIA-supplied floppy disks in return. So she leaves the meeting, thinking she's made it through, but fate has other plans. Boucher, seeing American agents nearby, becomes visibly shaken. In her panic, she steps into oncoming traffic and is struck dead. The mission is compromised, and the Russians know it. Russian agents watching from the shadows immediately suspect Dominika. They order her return to Moscow. What follows is pure torment. Dominika is tortured and interrogated for days, each moment a soul-crushing test of endurance. But in the end, Dominika doesn't break. She convinces Ivan that she's now an asset to the Americans, having withstood her own people's cruelty without revealing anything. So she returns to Budapest with a new purpose. She approaches Nash, her heart heavy with the weight of her decision, and tells him she wants to defect, taking her mother to America for a fresh start. After spending the night with Nash, Dominika wakes to a nightmare. Nash is being tortured by Semyonov, who's desperate to uncover the identity of Marble. From a place of shock to cold calculation, Dominika is forced to help Semyonov, her heart heavy with betrayal. But as she watches Nash suffer, something snaps within her. In an unexpected twist, Dominika turns on Semyonov, taking his life in a brutal, decisive moment. So, Dominika wakes in a hospital, disoriented and shaken, only to be confronted by General Vladimir Korchnoi. He reveals the truth. He is Marb, the mole who's been feeding the CIA secrets. From patriotism to disillusion, Korchnoi explains how his love for Russia turned to disgust as he saw its corruption grow. Fearing that his days are numbered, Korchnoi gives Dominika a chilling instruction: reveal his identity to Ivan, then replace him as the mole to continue their covert work, feeding secrets to the CIA. But when Dominika contacts her superiors, she makes a startling choice. Instead of betraying Korchnoi, she frames her uncle Ivan, marking him as the traitor. From family loyalty to cold ambition, Dominika's decision seals Ivan's fate. The Russian side kills Ivan, and Dominika is hailed as a hero by her superiors, her place in the system solidified by her ruthless act. Back home in Russia, Dominika lives quietly with her mother, the weight of her decisions lingering in the air like smoke. From the chaos of betrayal to the uneasy calm of her new life, Dominika tries to find peace. But one evening, her phone rings, the sound sharp and unexpected. An unknown voice on the other end begins playing Grieg's piano concerto, the very piece she had listened to during her affair with Nash. So, as the familiar melody fills the room, Dominika's heart races. From distant memories to the haunting realization that someone knows her past, the music is a cryptic message. The phone call leaves her shaken, a chilling reminder that the web of espionage she's tangled in isn't so easily escaped. Which awesome movie should we recap next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below and let's make it happen. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you never miss out on our movie recaps. We've got plenty more coming your way. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Produced by Warner Movie Recaps.